I'm Richard, Head of Trading here at CTR. If you've seen a few of the videos that we've put out over the last week or so, you know we're looking to do things a little bit different this year, keep you a little bit closer to us, tell you a little bit more about me, who's behind the guy doing the trading. It's all very well me just telling you that I'm an ex-bank trader, etc. But prove it to you, tell you a few of the stuff that I've done during my career. I recently done a video telling you about my best days, my biggest wins, etc. Obviously I've had bad days, lots of them. You don't trade for 30 years without having some horrendous days, and I've had my fair share. Probably not my biggest loss, but one loss that has always stuck in my mind was my very first big hit that I took. I was fairly new to trading, and I was given my first big trade to execute. I had a big American corporate called up, and they wanted a price in 100 million sterling against the dollar. And I made a price. You make a two-way price. You don't know whether they're buying or selling, so you have to show both sides. And the client bought 100 million sterling off of me. I sold them to the client at 60, and the market is currently 54, 55. So I've now got to try and buy them back as cheaply as possible and as quick as possible before the market moves, because I'm at risk. If the market jumps up and I'm short of 100 million, that's going to cost me an awful lot of money. So I started buying back best I could at 56, 57, 58. I got some of it back, but not a lot. And then it went above 60, so now I'm losing money on the trade. So I could have bought it back at 61, 62, 63. I didn't want to take a loss. I didn't, I'm fairly new to trading. It's my first big trade. I didn't want to, I wanted it to be successful. Didn't buy at 63, went up to 65, still didn't buy, went up to 68, 70, still didn't cut the loss. And then I suddenly thought, I'm in trouble here. I need to get out of this trade. So I started buying it back at 74, 75, 78, 80. I finished up buying back at 85, something like that. I think the trade probably cost me about 150 grand. Now I've had bigger losses, but what I learned from this trade that helped me throughout the next 30 years was the first cut is always the cheapest. The first cut is always the correct cut. I'm sure there are times when you're on the wrong side of a trade. Maybe you've done a trade in error. You're sitting there and you don't want to take a small loss. You're trying to get it back for a profit. Take that cheap loss. A cheap loss doesn't hurt you. If I would have taken that small loss, bought them back at 62, 63, 64, it would have cost me 10 grand, which is peanuts. I was stubborn, I was stupid, I let it ride, and it cost me 150, maybe 200 grand. Like I said, I've had bigger losses during my career, but what I learned from that, and to learn it at such an early stage in my career, was actually worth its weight in gold. And I don't regret it to one bit. Anyway, thanks very much for your time, and I will speak to you soon.